This was supposed to be a standard segment. Whoopi Goldberg, queen of talk with a voice like honey laced with cayenne, and Keanu Reeves, the John Wick who rarely stepped off screen outside of action. They shook hands backstage, firm, professional, smiles that never reached the eyes. No one imagined this November 4th, 2025 broadcast would become a slow-motion detonation that would fracture TikTok. But first, it started like always. Subscribe if you're here at 10 a.m. Comment what time you're catching the view, coffee or hangover. Now, lights up, cameras rolling. Welcome to the show. Whoopi sits center stage, her afro a crown that needs no crown. She adjusts the mic on her collar like it's not jewelry but a weapon. Her voice a low, velvet, with that African-American warmth that hides razor edges. Friends, today we have a guest whose heartbeat outruns chase scenes. Keanu Reeves, actor, philosopher, legend who doesn't age. Let's bring him out. Applause, loud but not wild, mourning polite. Keanu enters calm, black shirt hugging shoulders like a second skin. His movements, fluid, yoga smooth, hair slightly tousled, smile modest, vulnerable. He shakes co-host's hands, sits opposite Whoopi, grabs a glass of water. Camera catches the glint of droplets on the rim, first detail whispering, "It's going to get hot." Keanu, you look like you just wrote off the John Wick 5 set. How do you stay in shape? Yoga? Boxing? Or just life? Whoopi leans forward, eyes two spotlights, warm but piercing. She always starts light, like a friend at the kitchen table, but viewers know there's a hook. Keanu laughs soft, his laugh rustling leaves, not loud but genuine. Yoga, sure. Motorcycles. But mostly, people around me. Without them, Whoopi. Life's not a solo. He looks straight into the lens, like he's talking to someone at home. Audience sighs, classic Keanu, humble hero sharing wisdom like bread. Whoopi nods, her ring flashing under the lights. People. You're always about that. In your interviews, connection, loss. Matrix is ancient, John Wick keeps going, but you don't change. What keeps you so real? The word real lingers, testing his armor. Camera slides to his hand, fingers grip the glass lightly, no tension. Yet. Real? Keanu tilts his head, eyes dark lakes hiding pain. I think it's choice. Every day you choose how to respond. Loss, it doesn't vanish, but you choose how to carry it. Like in John Wick, revenge doesn't bring back, but it gives motion. He smiles at the corner of his mouth, but the gaze stays serious. Studio hums softly, co-hosts nod, audience exchanges glances. Standard start, warm like autumn sun. But Whoopi doesn't stop. She leans back, crosses arms, gesture relaxed, but locking position. Choice. Nice word. In Hollywood, choice is often money or fame. You turned down millions on Speed 2, did indies for pennies. Why? Afraid of becoming part of that machine? Question glides easy, but with subtext, blade under velvet. Camera on Whoopi, brows slightly raised, eyes gleaming curiosity. Or challenge. Keanu takes a sip. Glass clinks the table, quiet sound slicing silence. Machine? Hollywood's not a machine, Whoopi. It's an ecosystem. Someone eats, someone feeds. I choose to feed. Because if you only eat, eventually you get eaten. Voice even, but words slower, Wade. Audience nervous laughter, is it a joke? Or truth? Co-host Joy Behar giggles, oh, Keanu, philosopher. Whoopi doesn't laugh. She leans closer, voice dropping an octave. Eaten. Interesting. You've seen others get eaten? The scandals, #MeToo, stars falling. You stayed silent. Why? Afraid your turn's next? Question hangs like cigarette smoke. Studio quiets, applause fades, someone coughs in the crowd. Camera catches Keanu's eyes, for a flash they narrow, but the smile holds. I didn't stay silent. I listened. Supported friends, victims. But, yeah, fear's there. We all fear losing everything. Tension starts rising, like room temperature without AC. Whoopi nods, fingers drumming the table, rhythm accelerating. Fear. You talk loss a lot, wife, child. Did it make you stronger? Or broken? She says it soft, empathetic, but eyes X-ray. Audience freezes. Too personal? Too soon? Keanu stares into the glass, fingers tightening, droplets slide like tears. Broken? No. But changed. Loss teaches control is illusion. You think you're holding the wheel, but it's holding you. Pause. He lifts his eyes, shadow deep as ocean. Studio breathing heavy. Spotlights hum, light warmer, air thicker. Whoopi continues, tone silk over blade. Illusion. What's the biggest illusion in your life? Fame? Fans seeing John Wick, not Keanu? Or personal? Lone wolf, they say. No wife, no scandals. Choice or punishment? Word punishment slips out, almost accidental, but camera catches Whoopi's lips compress, smile or apology? Audience murmurs, too far? Keanu doesn't look away. Jaw tenses a microsecond, spasm not escaping close-up. Punishment? No, Whoopi. It's freedom. After loss, you realize you don't have to play the games. Hollywood loves drama, scandals, romances, falls. I choose silence. Voice steady, but words shorter, like shots. Co-host Sunny Hostin, silence is power. No one laughs. Tension coils, invisible, suffocating. Whoopi presses. She lifts coffee, cup clinks, steam rises like a curtain. Silence. But silence is deafening, Keanu. You've talked about Hollywood's indifference, how it devours. Are you indifferent to the world seeing only the mask? Or is there a Keanu behind it we don't know? One who's angry? Afraid? Betrays? Question flies, arrow straight, no wrapper. Camera on Keanu's hands, fingers uncurl, glass trembles faintly. Studio holds breath, audience hum vanishes, clock ticks somewhere offset. Keanu stares long, seconds stretch like hours. Eyes calm lakes, but undercurrent. Mask? We all wear masks, Whoopi. Yours is humor, mine humility. But behind, yeah, anger. Pain. I don't betray, I survive. Pause. He leans in, voice lowers. And you? You dig into others' wounds on air because yours healed? Or because you're hunting your truth in someone else's lie? Words hang. Studio vacuum. Whoopi freezes, smile dims a flash, micro crack in glass. Audience gasps soft, co-hosts exchange looks. Camera slides to Keanu's face, brow slightly raised, eyes colder than a minute ago. Whoopi swallows, fingers grip cup harder, coffee sloshes. My truth? Keanu, this show's about truth. Breaking masks. You think I don't know pain? I've lived more than your movies show. Voice firm, but with a note offense or challenge? But Keanu doesn't retreat. Posture shifts, shoulders square, gaze sharper. Pain? Yeah, you know. We all do. But on this show, you don't break masks, Whoopi. You tear skin. Asking about loss like it's entertainment. Punishment? You said punishment. For who? Me? Or yourself, because silence scares you more than screaming? Lines short, knives each cut silence. Studio doesn't breathe. Spotlights hum louder, light reflects in eyes, sparks before explosion. Whoopi tries to smooth it, smile returns, crooked. Keanu, I didn't. It's about vulnerability. Viewers want the real you. But words ring hollow, echo. Keanu stares straight, not at camera, into her soul. Real? Fine. Real. Keanu says, your questions aren't about me. They're about the show. Ratings. Making the hero crack live, because silence doesn't sell. Pause. Long, thick. His voice quivers faint, not weakness, but truth breaking through. Silence thickens, fog. Breath audible, his, hers, audience. Camera holds close up, Keanu's eyes storm in calm, Whoopi's hands clenched under table. Mike catches a click clock or heartbeat. No one moves. Audience frozen, home screens flicker, this isn't interview. It's a fracture. First, deep. And behind, abyss. Whoopi's fingers are white on the coffee cup. Steam no longer rises. The liquid inside is still, a black mirror reflecting her own eyes, wide, unblinking. Keanu hasn't moved. His elbows rest on his knees, hands loosely clasped, but the tendons in his forearms stand out like cables under strain. The camera closest to him is locked on his face. No one in the control booth dares cut away. Whoopi speaks first. Voice lower than before, almost a whisper, but the mic catches every syllable like a confession. You think this is about ratings? She doesn't wait for an answer. I've been on this stage 30 years. I've watched men cry. Women scream, politicians lie. I've buried friends. I've buried parts of myself. You think I don't know what silence costs? Keanu's head tilts. Not a nod. Not a shake. Just a recalibration. I think you know exactly what it costs, he says. That's why you keep paying it. A beat. Joy Behar opens her mouth, then closes it. Sunny Hostin's hand hovers over her cue cards, frozen. The audience is a statue garden. Whoopi leans forward. The chair creaks. You want to talk about masks? Fine. Let's take mine off. She turns, not to Keanu, but to the main camera. The red tally light blinks like a dying star. This man, she says, voice steady, lost a child before the world ever knew his name. He lost a woman he loved in a car wreck the tabloids turned into a footnote. And every time he smiles in a magazine, someone writes sad Keanu underneath. You think I'm the one selling silence? Keanu's eyes don't leave her. But something shifts. The storm behind them stills. You're not selling it, he says. You're collecting it. Every tear, every flinch. You bank it. For the next segment. The next viral clip. Whoopi's laugh is sharp, humorless. And you? You ride into the sunset on a motorcycle, quote Lao Tzu, and vanish. You think that's not a performance? You think that doesn't sell? Keanu stands. Slowly. The chair doesn't scrape. It sighs. He doesn't look at the audience. Doesn't look at the co-hosts. Only at Whoopi. I'm tired, he says. The words are soft. Almost kind. I'm tired of being the monk in the meme. The sad boy with the sandwich. The action figure who quotes philosophy between headshots. He takes one step closer. The camera follows, hungry. You want the real me? Here it is. He spreads his arms, not dramatic, just open. I wake up at 3 a.m. and check if the dog's still breathing. I ride until the tank's empty because stopping means thinking. I say yes to John Wick because if I stop moving, the grief catches up. And it will kill me. Silence. Not the polite kind. The kind that has weight. Whoopi's mouth opens. Closes. For the first time in 30 years, she has no follow-up. Keanu's voice drops further. You asked about punishment. Here's the truth, I punish myself. Every day. For surviving when they didn't. For smiling when I want to scream. For letting the world turn my pain into a gif. He turns to the camera now. Directly into the lens. You want to see me break? I broke 25 years ago. What you're watching is the repair job. And it's cracking. The control booth is chaos. Director's voice cracks over the headset, cut to commercial, now. But the feed doesn't cut. The camera operator, some kid from Queens, can't move. His hands are shaking. The shot holds. Keanu's face fills 80 million screens. Whoopi stands. Not fast. Not slow. Just inevitable. She walks around the table. No heels clicking. Barefoot, she kicked them off earlier, a detail no one noticed until now. She stops an arm's length from him. "I'm sorry," she says. Not to the audience. To him. "I thought I was giving you a platform. I didn't realize I was handing you a mirror." Keanu looks at her. Really looks. For the first time, the mask isn't just off, it's gone. "I don't need a mirror," he says. "I need to stop bleeding on people who didn't cut me." He turns. Walks toward the wing. No rush. No drama. The audience parts like water. Someone sobs. Someone else claps, then stops, unsure. The lights dim. Not a fade. A drop. From warm amber to cold surgical white. The set looks suddenly cheap. Cardboard. Fake. Whoopi stands alone under the glare. The coffee cup is still in her hand. She looks down at it. Then lets it fall. It doesn't shatter. Just lands. Spills. A dark stain spreading across the floor like ink. Cut to black. No logo. No bumper. Just the sound of Whoopi's breathing, ragged, human. Then nothing. Post effect. The clip is gone from ABC's servers in 47 minutes. But it's already everywhere. Not the whole thing. Just the look. Keanu into the lens. Whoopi barefoot, coffee pooling at her feet. TikTok loops it 400 million times in 6 hours. Hashtag Keanu broke trends worldwide. Hashtag Whoopi apology trends harder. Someone slows the final frame, Whoopi's eyes wet, but not crying. Keanu's back, straight, unbowed, disappearing into shadow. Twitter. This wasn't an interview. This was a public autopsy. He didn't raise his voice once. And still destroyed the format. Whoopi Goldberg just aged 10 years in 30 seconds. The next morning, The View airs a rerun. No explanation. Keanu is spotted riding out of LA at dawn. No helmet cam. No statement. Whoopi posts one tweet. Some truths aren't for sale. Some apologies aren't for cameras. Then deletes her account. The lights in the studio are off now. The stain on the floor has dried. But no one sits in those chairs again. Not the same way. The show ended. The moment didn't.